Bureau of Standards basically have been at the forefront of trying to advocate the development of national quality infrastructure. Mr. Ray mentioned some of the key elements in the national, or that make up what we call the national quality infrastructure. He mentioned accreditation, standardization, certification, metrology, and testing. How does that fit into the overall development of this country? The government of Dominica basically has one of its key objectives, and that is to improve the export of goods and services. For that to happen, the role of the national quality infrastructure is for me to start the discussion of the broader development of the national quality infrastructure.
In order to ensure a robust and demand-driven national quality infrastructure like this, there needs to be a continual dialogue between the national quality infrastructure institutions such as Dr. John runs and the private sector to ensure that the right services are being developed to support private industry needs. This workshop therefore seeks to start and promote the conversation through the Dominica Bureau of Standards and the agricultural sector, which has been identified by the government of the Commonwealth of Dominica as a priority sector for development. We've been able to support the development of the agro-processing industry in a couple of areas, and specifically in hot pepper sauce, through the implementation of an action plan to solve quality-related issues in that value chain.
Consumer taste and preference for agriculture and fish and fishery products have changed significantly over the years, and demand for quality products have become the order of business. Most of our producers in agriculture and the fishery sector are not sufficiently aware of the quality of products demanded by present demand, be it regional or extra-regional. And in some cases, this has caused a loss of market share for some commodities in the region as well as international. There is a great need in Dominica for quality consciousness, both by local consumers and producers. If consumers locally do not demand quality, then the producers are not obliged to supply. In other words, any old thing. Consumers are demanding more, and local producers need to rise to the occasion in order to secure markets and to become more competitive. There's a great need for a massive education island-wide program in this country for farmers, fishermen, middlemen, suppliers of materials and equipment, truck drivers, forklift operators, and all actors along the entire value chain of products in the agriculture and fishery sector in order to realize growth in our economy and to reduce rural poverty in Dominica. We are all aware of the suspension of bananas from Dominica on the UK market in recent times, which is a direct outcome of poor quality. The same is true for other crops, as we face similar challenges in varying degrees in that area on the regional market. There is severe competition from other countries who have now penetrated traditional markets formerly accessed by Dominican hospitals. It is my wish that all agricultural produce destined for the export market would go through a pathway, and persons who desire to trade with such products, including hospitals, would purchase it from the pathway where all the requirements for quality would have been satisfied.
The term quality is very important and significant to the Ministry of Trade, Energy and Employment, as it is a prerequisite for successful market access and for improving the competitiveness of exporters. However, meeting technical requirements is a challenge for many of our local exporters, especially in view of the proliferation of standards. Countries impose a growing number of standards to protect and balance the interests of the citizenry's health and safety, the demands for quality and environment, This has been confirmed by research conducted by the International Trade Center, ICT, which has found that most problems faced by exporters are as a result of non-tariff measures, meaning technical regulations and conformity assessment procedures. It is against this backdrop that the Ministry of Trade, Energy and Employment give its unquestionable, unequivocal support and approval to this national quality infrastructure dialogue with the national quality institutions and key players in the agriculture and fisheries sector. The Ministry of Trade and the government, by extension, recognizes the importance of these sectors to Dominica's economy and has been investing significant sums of monies in developing QI institutions and facilities in order to enhance the market competitiveness of Dominica's products. Some of these investments include the construction of 2 multi-purpose park houses for the sorting, grading, packaging, and certification of fresh produce and agro-products. 3 reception and distribution centers for the collection, inspection, certification, and distribution of horticultural commodities. The National Abattoir for the processing of pork and poultry under hazard conditions. 3 fisheries complexes for the processing and retailing of fish under sanitary conditions, and most importantly, the National Center of Testing Excellence for conducting chemical, biological, and environmental analysis in support of the agriculture and fisheries sector. Through these facilities, it is anticipated that locally produced commodities will be standardized and certified and will be in conformity with market entry requirements. It is anticipated that this forum will assist in building a sound action plan as it will identify the gaps and propose plausible interventions for delivering top quality export commodities. We are confident that once quality is enhanced, consumer confidence in Dominica's products will increase, thus being able to regain market share and take advantage of new and available market opportunities.
So in crops, we look at the value chain from the grower, from the seed, all the way to the consumer, till whether it is the primary product or agro-processed good, a value-added good. So, and then we're looking at those 5 pillars. 5 pillars here are the things or the tools or the mechanisms they put in place to ensure quality. That's the standard of the reserve pillar.
And we identify the needs within the crop sector in terms of quality infrastructure. Remember, we define quality infrastructure. We try to run along the value chain of the crop industry from growers all the way to the consumer and the different quality interventions you need for the quality chain. On farm, we said first of all you need to attract quality farmers that are capable of adhering and meeting to quality standards.
Proper housing infrastructure, stocking rate, waste disposal of the farm, etc., etc. All right, because there are some facilities that people raise animals. If you see the facility, you will not live in it. So from day one, point one, you want to ensure that these facilities
because of the exercise, we recognize the need for national standards, both in terms of voluntary as well as mandatory standards to address some of our agro-processing needs. Those that we consider to be more specific towards health, we would want to make them mandatory and make them part of our regulations. And those that will allow you to penetrate markets, we make them voluntary, but you could decide what market you will pitch in your standards. So we want to build, and I'm just speaking, capacities is across board. So we need to build capacities of our industry. The standards is one that involves participation, it involves consensus of all parties. So we want to start building capacity of persons in the industry to recognize the need as well as to participate in the process of standards development and standardization.